I need you to try and understand this. Suffering is existential. We all have to deal with some real nasty shit in our lives, and that can often have a dark impact on us. It may change our lives forever, sending us down a sorrow-filled abyss. It's happened to all of us. We have some trauma from some form of suppression, and after we escape the suppression, no matter how hard that is, we continue to suppress ourselves. The issue is, some people don't realize that they're suppressing themselves. It can be really difficult to identify. I believe forms of self-suppression can involve close-mindedness, habits that numb, and anything that keeps your mind trapped in fight or flight. You can see why it might be hard to identify. I can only share my experience, and perhaps it will provide some insight into how you may have done this, or how you may still be doing it. When I escaped my extreme suffering stages of life, I went down a rabbit hole of pleasure, doing all that I can to consume and get as much dopamine as possible. I got myself addicted to numerous bad habits. I would spend all day and all night playing video games and eating food, smoking weed and drinking alcohol. It was fun, I'll admit, but it didn't do anything for my growth. Ironically, that was the exact lifestyle I needed as a growth catalyst. Somehow, along the way of that path, I started smoking some real good weed, and perhaps a few necessary shroom trips as well. And I stumbled upon a self-improvement path. I started listening to philosophers, and I got into Stoicism, which opened doorways into what I should truly be valuing in life. It gave me a desire deep down to want to live properly and value virtue overall. Sometimes we need to go very low in life if we want to shoot to extreme highs. But why am I explaining this? Because every one of us goes through one of those dark stages in the beginning of our lives. It's typically in our childhoods, and depending on how we look at it, we can dig ourselves a greater hole or escape and reach newfound heights. I'm making this so you can identify your trauma and suffering. Focus on what it built within you. Look at your strengths. Then look at the negative effects it brought to your character. What bad habits have you built to cope with those experiences? I want you to identify these so you can understand that they aren't meant to set you on a downhill path. Those evils occurred to you while you were young for a reason. It was to help you understand life's darkness and to prepare you. Now you can become a much stronger adult and use those lessons. You actually should take it further. Perhaps you need to bring awareness to the problems that you experienced when you were younger. Perhaps you experienced the consequences of someone else's drug abuse, alcohol abuse, or just physical or mental abuse alone. Use these as motivations and inspiration to help others avoid that suffering. The suffering gives you an opportunity to become a hero. You have the capabilities to free another child from those situations. How do you do this? You think deeply first. Seek to understand all that's happened and why it occurred. Pinpoint the main issue and then speak up. First, take care of the issue if you deal with it yourself, but afterwards, help others overcome these issues. Start with friends and family. Work on positively influencing others around you, and use your insights on the issues and express their importance. You can use the wisdom you've gained from the suffering and unleash hell upon those evils. Think of yin and yang. Your suffering was nothing but a stage of yin. It was put in place to help you reach a yang. It was being buried under the dirt before you were able to sprout. It may have been hard to breathe, but you made it through, and now it's time to grow. You made it out, now use it as power.